I told him I needed space to figure things out. He proposed to someone else before I could blink. Let that sink in. One day, I'm asking for a little breathing room. The next, he's on one knee with a ring I thought would be mine. If you've ever hesitated for just a second and watched your entire future vanish while you were still catching your breath, drop a comment. I need to know I'm not the only one who froze and lost everything. Because that's exactly what happened to me. My name's Neha. And I never thought I'd be this girl. The girl who overthinks everything, who pulls away, who says she needs space, just as love finally settles in. But here I am, telling you how I let hesitation cost me a man who, apparently, didn't need any time at all to move on. We'd been together for almost 2 years, the kind of love people envy, at least on the outside. He was loyal, gentle, funny, always the first to show up when I needed someone. He'd remember tiny things I'd say offhand and surprise me days later with something thoughtful. He was consistent. The kind of love that doesn't leave you guessing. But inside me, there was this quiet war. Not because of him, but because I wasn't sure who I was anymore. You ever love someone so deeply that you start molding your life around theirs? That's what I did. His career, his schedule, his dreams, I was all in. And somewhere along the way, I forgot to ask myself if I was still chasing my own. I'd stopped writing, stopped seeing friends as much, started putting off personal goals because we'll figure it out later. And one day, that tightness in my chest I kept ignoring, it became unbearable. So I did something I thought was honest. I said, I need space, not because I don't love you, but because I don't love myself right now. He stared at me for a moment, silent. I expected confusion, maybe a little pain. What I didn't expect was how calm he was. He nodded slowly and said, Okay, take the time you need. And I believed him. I really thought he understood. For the first couple of weeks, we kept it light. A few texts here and there, just checking in. No pressure, no arguments. It felt mature. I started going for walks again, reconnecting with my journal, listening to music that wasn't his playlist for once. It was hard, but good. I missed him, yes. But I also started feeling like myself again. And then, one morning, barely 3 weeks after that conversation, I woke up to her photo on my feed. She was holding out her hand, a shiny silver diamond ring catching the sunlight, and there he was, beside her, smiling like he'd just won the lottery, engaged. 3 weeks after I asked for time, 3 weeks after he said, take the time you need. I thought it was a joke, some weird prank, until I clicked her profile, until I saw the comments, until I saw the date. They'd been reconnecting, quietly, privately, while I was out here trying to find peace in my own silence. I called him. He didn't answer. I texted. Nothing. Eventually, I got a voice note. Short, blunt. I waited, Neha, but I wasn't going to beg to be chosen. You wanted space. I respected that, but I deserve someone who's ready. Just like that. Like 2 years didn't mean anything. Like I was the one who walked away permanently, not someone who just asked for time to think. And maybe that's what hurt the most. Not the proposal, not even the other girl, but the way he made it seem like I abandoned him, like I deserved to be replaced because I had the audacity to ask for clarity. Everyone loves to romanticize the idea of choosing yourself, but no one tells you how ugly it gets when the person you love takes that choice personally, because I wasn't choosing myself instead of him. I was trying to choose myself with him. I just needed to breathe. But he didn't see it that way, and maybe he never really believed in space to begin with. Maybe to him, love is either full throttle or nothing. And the moment I slowed down, he pressed eject. I wish I could say I was mad, that I hated him, that I ranted and blocked and moved on instantly, but I didn't. I stared at that engagement post for way too long, replayed every moment leading up to that day, reread our old messages trying to figure out where things shifted. The truth? They didn't shift. He was always clear. It was me who was unsure, and people like him don't wait around for unsure. He found someone who said yes, with both feet in. And I was still standing there, halfway in, halfway out, asking the sky for answers I couldn't hear yet. But here's what I've learned. You can't hate someone for refusing to wait for your healing, and you also can't hate yourself for needing it. Those two truths can exist side by side. He moved on. Quickly, maybe. Painfully quickly. But that doesn't erase the fact that I needed that space, that I deserved that space, even if it came with consequences I wasn't ready for. Now, I'm still single, still figuring it out. There are days I miss him, days I wonder what might have happened if I'd just pushed through my confusion and stayed. But most days, I know the truth. If he was really mine, needing time wouldn't have scared him away. If love is only safe when it's convenient, then maybe it wasn't the kind of love I was meant to keep. So if you're someone who's standing on the edge, unsure, overwhelmed, needing space to breathe, take it. Even if it costs you something, even if it hurts like hell, because the version of you who comes out the other side will be stronger, clearer, and more honest than the version who stayed silent to avoid loss. I told him I needed space to figure things out. He found someone who didn't, and while he gave her the ring, I gave myself back the parts I'd forgotten. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever lost someone just because you paused to check in with your own heart? Because honestly, I'm still trying to understand how fast it all changed, and if you've been there, I see you, and I'm healing too.